Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're skipping the warm-ups and jumping straight into the life of the defining artist of the 20th century, the undisputed king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. Okay, let's dive into this. Music should be something that makes you got to move. That single philosophy completely transformed popular entertainment forever. Elvis didn't just sing, He took rhythm and blues, gospel, country, and pop, and basically tossed them into a blender to create this fresh, explosive style that literally made the whole world want to get up and move. Humble beginnings. Born in Tupelo, Mississippi in 1935, his life was tragically cut short at just 42. But in those 4 decades, he absolutely dominated almost every genre you can think of, leaving us with these massive, timeless hits like Heartbreak Hotel and Jailhouse Rock. But listen, it wasn't always platinum records and mansions. Growing up in a tiny 2-room house during the Great Depression, the Presley family literally had to rely on neighbors just to scrape by. And here's something really poignant. Elvis was actually a twin, but his brother Jesse was stillborn. Because of that tragedy and growing up an only child in that poverty, Elvis developed an incredibly deep, tight-knit bond with his mother, Gladys. His childhood environment was this incredible melting pot of sounds. We're talking church gospel, local radio country, and African-American blues all swirling around him. The real pivot point, though? Getting a guitar at age 11 instead of the bicycle he was begging for. Funny how things work out, right? By the time his family moved to Memphis in 1948, this incredibly polite, quiet high school kid was already starting to find his voice playing in local talent shows.
Rise of the King, becoming a superstar.
Now, what's really interesting is how an entire empire was launched by just a simple act of love. In 1953, Elvis went into Sun's studio to record a demo strictly as a gift for his mom. But the owner, Sam Phillips, heard something entirely unique in his voice. Fast forward a year, Elvis Records' That's All Right hits the Southern touring circuit with Scotty Moore and Bill Black, and essentially births modern rock and roll.
Just look at how incredibly fast this happened. Born in 35, moves to Memphis in 48, cuts that demo in 53. Literally just 2 years after his first professional recording in 54, he's experiencing this massive international breakthrough, only to completely shock the world by getting drafted and joining the U.S. Army in 1958.
The year 1956 changed absolutely everything. He dropped legendary hits like Heartbreak Hotel and Don't Be Cruel, and because of the post-World War II economic boom and the sudden explosion of TVs in every living room, he was everywhere. His provocative hit movements on television totally scandalized older audiences, but teenagers, they adored him. He became America's highest paid and really the very first global rock superstar. Like the man himself famously said, "Ambition is a dream with a V8 engine." And man, his engine was redlining as he drove straight to the very top of the entertainment world. Triumphs and trials, fame and its costs. And this brilliantly illustrates just how unmatched his versatility really was. We're talking over 150 certified albums and singles, 31 feature films, and more than 1,100 live concerts. Plus, get this, he won 3 Grammys, bagged a Lifetime Achievement Award by age 36, and was inducted into 4 different music halls of fame. Just incredible. All of that success translated into an estimated 500 million records sold worldwide. That firmly cements him as one of history's absolute best-selling solo artists. Elvis's sound helped bring Black musical styles to mainstream audiences during an era of immense social change. But the pressures he faced? They were immense. He dealt with intense cultural pushback in the 50s, followed by that huge career pause for his Army service. By the 1970s, the physical toll really started to catch up with him. Relentless touring, exhaustion, chronic health problems, significant weight gain, and a heavy reliance on prescription medications drastically darkened his later years.
Those later years really were a blur. He returned to music in 1960, put on that completely legendary TV comeback special in '68, and basically owned Las Vegas from 1969 onward. After a divorce in '73, his grueling, non-stop schedule just kept going until his tragic early passing at Graceland in 1977.
The man behind the myth, Elvis's personal life.
He once noted, "Values are like fingerprints. Nobody's are the same." I think this quote gives us a real glimpse into his complex internal life. Elvis wasn't just a performer, he was actually an avid reader, especially drawn to heavy books on religion, philosophy, and spirituality. Behind all the glitz and fame, he was a devoted husband to Priscilla, a loving dad to Lisa Marie, and a fiercely loyal friend. People always note how generous, spiritual, and humble he remained despite everything. And his downtime was fascinating. He loved late-night recording sessions, riding his horses, watching movies, and he even earned a legitimate black belt in karate. His personal life is just packed with these crazy, surprising details. Like, did you know he never actually performed outside North America, except for a few shows in Canada? He was famously generous, too, literally giving away dozens of luxury Cadillacs to friends and sometimes complete strangers. He had a massive collection of real police badges, and today his home, Graceland, is still a hugely popular pilgrimage site for fans.
An enduring legacy. Cultural phenomenon. His influence completely cascaded down through generations of artists. I mean, without Elvis, legends like the Beatles, Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen, and Elton John would have sounded entirely different. His impact is literally woven into the DNA of rock music, pop, fashion, film, and even modern stage production. And like we mentioned, Graceland alone continues to draw hundreds of thousands of tourists every single year.
As he once said, truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't going away. The undeniable, lasting truth here is that his powerful voice and sheer charisma permanently reshaped global culture.
From a tiny two-room house in Tupelo to the absolute highest peaks of global superstardom, Elvis Presley was a true cultural phenomenon. But looking at his meteoric rise, his incredible generosity, and the heavy physical and emotional price he ultimately paid, what does the story of Elvis really reveal to us about the true cost of the American dream? Thanks for watching The Explainer.